Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at the world, welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We're giving live English reports on the games being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Today, it is a battle. The Pacific League leaders, the Seibu Lions, who are in first place against the third place Orix Buffaloes. It is 1-3 as the Lions have a half-game lead right now over the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and have a one-game cushion against these Buffaloes. It's the first of a three-game set that we will be carrying here on our channel over the next couple of nights. And we're first of all going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and playing first base is Joe McCarthy. Batting second and playing center field, wearing number 1, is Shuhei Fukuda. Batting third and left field, wearing number 67, is Kai Nakagawa. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 7, Masataki Yoshida. Batting fifth and in right field, wearing number 99, is Yutaro Sugimoto. Hitting sixth at third base, wearing number 6, is Yuma Mune. Hitting seventh and playing second base, wearing number 3, is Ryo Adachi. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop, wearing number 24, is Kataro Kobayashi. Batting ninth and doing the catching, wearing number 2, is Kenya Wakatsuki. And they are going to be facing the star pitcher for the Seibu Lions. It's going to be Kona Takahashi taking to the hill. He's got a 6-7 record on the year. He's got 112 innings pitched. He has given up 94 hits, 34 runs, 31 of which have been earned. He's walked 34 and struck out 72, pitching to an ERA of 2.49. That's your lineup for the Buffaloes. Now the starting lineup for the home team for the Seibu Lions. Leading off and playing second base, wearing number 5, is Shuta Tonosaki. Batting second and playing shortstop, wearing number 6, is Suzuki Genda. Hitting third and doing the catching, number 10, Tomoya Mori. And the cleanup spot and playing first base, number 3, is Hataka Yamakawa. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 1, Takumi Kuriyama. Hitting sixth at third base, wearing number 39, is Nin Ting Wu. Batting seventh in right field, wearing number 72, is Seiji Kawagoe. Hitting eighth in center field is number 30, Brian O'Grady. Batting ninth and in left field, wearing number 7, is Yuji Kaneko. And they are going to be facing the ace of the Buffalo staff, and that's going to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's worked 124 innings this year, allowing 89 hits, 29 runs, 25 of which have been earned. He's walked 29 and struck at 128. And he is going to be getting the start tonight for the Orix Buffaloes. And so those are your lineups, and we're ready to get this one underway here in just a moment as Takahashi is completing his warm-up tosses. The Lions are still continuing to wear that camo uniform that we saw them have over the last week or so, and that is what they're sporting here tonight. But I guess when you're in first place and you're playing well, you might as well keep on going with what you have. And this is almost like a camo-type uniform. They look like a toned-down version of the San Diego Padres, what the Padres will wear on their Sunday games. That includes the pants as well. That is everything that they're wearing. We got Eric Cheng in the house tonight. We welcome you for being here. We appreciate you here as well, and thank you for stopping in. And Demon Slayer is back in here as well, too. He was here earlier when we did the Dodgers and the Giants. So here we go for the first pitch of the ball game as right-hander Takahashi has completed his warm-up tosses, and he's ready to go. So Joe McCarthy steps to the plate. He's batting .234 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 18 runs batted in. And here's the first offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And we are underway, and it is 0-1 to McCarthy. McCarthy batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Takahashi. He bats .234 with those 4 homers and 18 RBIs, and he takes the breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So quickly in the hole at 0-2 is McCarthy. He gets himself dug back in and ready to face the offering from the side of a right-hander, and there's a breaking ball, but that is missing up and away, and it is dropped by the catcher. The count now is 1-2 to McCarthy. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We will be here for all 3 games of this series this week. Back on tomorrow and on Thursday at the same times. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-2. We'll be looking at doing some other stuff. We have KR211ZP on Twitch popping in to say hello. Thank you for stopping in. So here comes the 2-2 offering to McCarthy. It is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. McCarthy stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. For Fukuda, he's hitting .276 on the season. He's got no homers and 14 runs batted in. Gets the nod in center field tonight. So Fukuda steps to the plate. Face the offerings from the right-hander, Takahashi. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fukuda really chokes up at the end of the bat. He takes the offering. That is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. I would say probably a good solid 3 or 4 inches off the bottom of the bat. He also starts in low with his hands back. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, Yamakawa. He steps on the bag. That is going to retire Fukuda on a ground out to 3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he's batting .301. He's got a couple of homers and 31 runs batted in the 3 spot. When we've been calling the games over the last little bit, we have seen him pretty much in that space. He dropped Yoshida to 4 and Sugimoto to 5. And so here comes the first offering from Takahashi, who now steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's ready to cycle through the signs again with his catcher. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Something that pops for Takahashi is he's got a bright green glove. That really offsets the camo uniform that the Lions are wearing tonight. We've got Vipulin in the house again tonight. We appreciate you for stopping in. That breaking ball missed, and the count is 2-0 to Nakagawa. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in, and it's a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. The catcher, Tomoya Mori, for whatever reason, that's twice he's dropped balls on the exchange. He can't seem to get the handle tonight. So here comes the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses inside, and it's now 3-1 to Nakagawa. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander back to work. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is fouled off the back foot of the hitter here. As we watch that again. Oh, actually, it went right through it. Thought it hit the hitter, but it looked like it caught a little bit of Mori and a little bit of the home plate umpire. So here's the 3-2 pitch now. That is a fastball swung on. This is grounded foul over on the third base side. Backhanded in foul territory by Wu, and count remains at 3-2. Digging in on the right side as Nakagawa gets himself reset. Here we are ready to resume the action. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Nakagawa is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through a half inning. It is Orix nothing and Saitama coming to bat. Stick around here, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen, we have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out, as we are now ready to resume the action here in the bottom half of the first inning. Coming to bat for the Seibu Lions, it is going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Suzuki Genda, and Tomoya Mori to lead things off. They'll be facing the ace of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto, 10-5 on the season. One thing I'm interested in seeing is we have seen Yamamoto pitch a couple of times this year. And the last time I saw him pitch was probably about 5 or 6 weeks ago. And there was a noticeable drop-off and decline in his velocity in that particular game from what I was accustomed to seeing. So I would like to see how he responds tonight. And what I say by that is we've saw him before where he can run the pitches 95 to 97 miles an hour on a regular basis, but he was a good 5 miles off of that pace. So Yamamoto here ready to get this one underway as Shuta Tonosaki steps in for the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning. And here is the first offering from Yamamoto. Rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into left center field. It's going to get down and it's going to get up the gap. It's against the wall. Tonosaki digging for two. He's rounding second and he's going to put on the brakes as he's got himself a leadoff double here to begin the bottom of the first inning. So he is aboard. And the crowd that is in attendance is waving their flags and they're up on their feet, cheering for their local hero. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. For Genda, he's hitting .257 with a homer and 10 RBIs. But anticipate that we may see the sacrifice bunt here straight away to get Tonosaki over to third base, and then they've got a couple of cracks to bring him home. So Yamamoto gets his sign from his catcher, Wakatsuki. He checks the runner at second base, and now he comes set. And Genda is squaring the bunt as anticipated. And here's the pitch. And it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Genda. Genda, the shortstop for the Lions, has some soft hands. He's really able to, not just in the field and be a slick fielder, but at the plate being able to execute. He's got fairly good bat control. He's able to slap the ball and put it into play. He doesn't strike out a whole ton. Now here comes the offering. And that ball is offered at, it's down, and up goes the right hand of the umpire, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Genda. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to keep this on here or if they're going to take off the bunt sign at 0-2. He's in the hole here. He's going to try to advance that runner along. He waggles the bat. Yamamoto holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second. Checks him again. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Genda. Tomoya Mori will follow. And then it'll be the big bopper, Otaka Yamakawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Genda. Waiting on the offering here from Yamamoto. Checks the runner. And now he kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It's backhanded by Kobayashi. He throws to first. It's not going to be in time. That's going to be an infield single for Genda. It's going to advance Tonosaki over to third. And the Lions have something brewing here in the first inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. So Kobayashi, it was a ground ball to his left. He had to go almost over the bag. I'm not sure if I really liked the route that he had to the ball. He had to do a 360 spin to throw to first base, and it was not in time as the speedy Genda had got down the line. Genda still runs pretty good for a this time in his life, he's maybe not going to steal the 30 bases he once did, but he still can move down the line. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. For Mori on the season, he's hitting .254. He's got a couple homers and 21 runs batted in. Our friend Troy is in the house tonight. Welcome, Troy, for some early morning baseball in the state of Michigan. And here's a breaking ball that is swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count is 0-1. Our friend Troy is the resident Detroit Tiger fan, and if you didn't know that Robbie Grossman was sent packing last night after the game in Minnesota, he is on his way to be an Atlanta Brave. So no balls and one strike to Mori. He waggles the bat. He's waiting on the offering from Yamamoto, who holds at the chest. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1 on Mori. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There was some movement across Major League Baseball yesterday. Probably the biggest of all the trades was the Josh Hader deal, who is sent him from the Brewers, or the Brewers sent him to the Padres. It's kind of a bit of a head scratcher on that deal, and we'll talk about that as it moves along here. So here comes the 1-1 offering. As Yamamoto kicks and fires, it is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Mori. Head scratcher for me was the pitcher Taylor Rogers, the closer for the Padres, that went the other way, and I get that a swap of closers, but there was the premium of 3 other players that were thrown in on the deal: Dinelson Lamet, Robert Gasser, a prospect arm for the Padres, as well as Esteury Ruiz, a prospect outfielder. Here's the pitch to Mori. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes even to 2-2. Our friend Joe is in the house. Baseball at 5 a.m. It's a little early for you, Joe, and we appreciate you for stopping in. Troy says, I'd be mad if I was a Brewers fan based on the trade there. And I know some Brewers fans who are not happy about that trade. So I guess we'll have to play out in the long term. The Brewers, though, do have a knack of being able to make wine from raisins sometimes, if you look at their roster. Here comes the 2-2 offering from Yamamoto, as he holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. That runs the count full to 3-2 on Mori. So look at that last pitch. It had a little bit of a run to it to the arm side. It ran off the plate on the starter, Yamamoto. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto checks the runner at first, and he's ready to deliver here to Mori. And here comes the payoff pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away. That's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases, and that's going to bring up the Pacific leader in home runs in Hataka Yamakawa. It's going to bring the catcher out to the mound, and they're going to bring a couple of the middle infielders in to have a word with their right-hander. It's not a big crowd tonight for a Tuesday. The crowd has got the flags going, and they're on their feet, and they're cheering loudly. So Yamakawa steps to the plate with the bases loaded. He's hitting .280 on the season. He's got 30 homers and 64 RBIs. Our friend Joe says the Braves finally got rid of Will Smith. It's the little victories, but they get Robbie Grossman. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. They also watched Chris Martin, their former reliever from last year's World Series team, make his debut for the Dodgers last night. He served up a home run to Will Flores. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I just don't think the Braves are quite done yet. I think the Braves are going to probably be looking for some pitching. So here comes the 1-1 offering. And Yamamoto kicks and fires. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yamakawa. Curious to see how they're going to attack him. I wonder if he's going to crawl up the ladder here with some high heat to try to blow him away. That last pitch was middle in. So here comes the 1-2 offering. So Yamamoto holds at the chest. And he really wants it down, does Mori. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is looped just almost over the head of the second baseman, Adachi. As he races back, he makes the catch. And everybody's going to have to hold. It wasn't high enough for an infield fly, and it was more of a little bit of a Texas leaguer. The second baseman was able to go back on and make the catch. That's going to be the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, Kuriyama is definitely a double play candidate. Doesn't particularly run very well. And we've got one of our folks in here. This has clogged my toilet again. Thanks for offering this. I just got off work and my usual stream isn't working, so this is great. We appreciate you for being here. First pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kuriyama. Kuriyama is batting .266 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 18 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto. Our friend, like father, like son, says he was secretly hoping for Josh Hader. Well, unfortunately, for you guys, you didn't get him, but that may not necessarily be a bad thing. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And count now goes to 0-2 on Kuriyama. So no balls and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, we are going to be on every night this week, calling the late night games. It's not normally our deal, but we are going to call tomorrow night as well between these same 2 teams. All 3 games of this series will be streamed on the channel. There's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kuriyama is down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Ning-Ting Wu. So Yoshinobu Yamamoto looking to pull a rabbit out of his hat. He gave up a leadoff double to Tanasaki. Then it was a single by Genda and a walk to Mori to load the bases, and he's retired the next 2 hitters, so he's looking to wiggle himself out of this jam here in the first inning. After, on the weekend, we're eyeballing, I think we've already posted it up, our schedule. I believe it's going to be Tohoku, Rakuten Golden Eagles, and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So we'll be running that one for at least the first 2 games of that series. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike to Wu, and the count is 0-1. For Wu on the season, he's hitting .221. He's got 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. Bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto. He waggles the bat. Now he's waiting on the 0-1 offering. Yamamoto working from the stretch is very deliberate. And here he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. Well, the velocity I was concerned about with Yamamoto, he's not shown any problems with that tonight. That last pitch was at 97 miles an hour. Our friend clogged in his toilet says, should be a good series. The entire Pacific League is so strange and competitive right now, especially with all the recent COVID cases among teams. Yeah, everything with the exception of the fighters who are a little bit adrift. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Fighters are languishing away. I remember years ago, Sparky Anderson once said he'd rather be 10 games behind one team going into the month of September than 10 games behind a bunch of teams. And that's kind of where the fighters are right now. They'd have to win a whole bunch of stuff. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We have folks that are listening in on Twitch as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Ning-Ting Wu. The person on Twitch is asking for the video. This is a live commentary. We don't provide the video. If you're looking for video, we do recommend maybe try Live QQ. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get that there or not, but if you can, good luck. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the right side. Racing over into the outfield grass is Adachi. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Lions in the bottom half of the first inning. While they threaten and they don't score, they're going to lament this one because they strand the bases loaded. There were no runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 left the board. We're now through 1 complete inning. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing, the Orix Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call of the top of the second inning. We're glad you're with us, and here is our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It's going to be the heart of the Orix batting order coming to bat to face the starter Kona Takahashi. That means it's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Yataro Sugimoto, and Yuma Mune to get things going here in the top of 2. Our friend Demon Slayer says a little stressful there in that first inning. Yeah, it was, especially if you were a fan of the Buffaloes, to load the bases and then to have their ace be able to wiggle himself back out of it. So no damage done, but the Lions are going to lament that one as a possibility of lost opportunity. Batting race in the Pacific League. He takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Still only 2 players in the Pacific League batting north of 300. Go Matsumoto of the Fighters is heads and tails above everybody else. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Yoshida is number 2 on that list, and then after that, it becomes slim pickings. A lot of guys hitting in the 290s and 80s that are in the qualified spots to potentially win the batting crown, but there's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded softly over to first. Yamakawa fields it. He flips it over to the pitcher covering, and that's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1, as Yoshida is erased for the first out of the inning. Friend Demon Slayer says, hopefully, like other pitchers, that was just his breaking period. Yeah, you see that. We talked about this a few times on the stream, where I remember watching Jack Morris years ago for the Detroit Tigers, and he was the Hall of Famer. And he always seemed to have that first inning. He'd come out and he'd have a hard time, whether it be the mound or getting his release point, whatever it might be. And then once he could battle through the first inning, he was really tough after that. There's a first pitch fastball swung on it. It is popped up over in the infield behind second, or in front of second base. Suzuki Genda came in and he lost it. And it had to be taken by Tonosaki, as Tonosaki is able to get it. And they're having their conversation in the middle. Genda looked like he lost it in the ceiling. And that is going to retire Sugimoto on a pop-up to the second baseman for the second out. It's kind of a strange play. Genda was in a whole host of trouble, and then Tonosaki came in and bailed him out. They're talking to one another there. The dome, they play in the Baluna Dome, can cause a little bit of a grief for the fielders sometimes, depending on the time of day and the way that the ball will get up into the ceiling. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball down and into Yuma Mune for ball 1. Our friend Troy asks, he says, is it good pitchers or hitters tonight? It's a good pitching matchup tonight. That's what we're looking at. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. The ace of the Orix staff, and arguably the ace of the Lions staff. I don't know if Takahashi is considered the ace or not, but he's certainly very good. There is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 3-0 to Mune. The Buffaloes are looking for their first base runner here tonight, as the first 5 hitters in the order have been set down straight. So here comes the 3-0 offering. And that is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard and keep you up to date on all of that stuff as we move along as well. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and that is going to be ball 4. And that is going to be a base on balls for Yuma Mune. That's the first runner tonight for the Buffaloes. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. So for Adachi, he steps up to the plate. He's hitting .273 on the season. He's got a homer and 13 RBIs. So Adachi steps up. There are some scores in every other game around the NPB except for this one here tonight. We'll get you caught up here in just a couple moments. All the games started at the same time, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0 to Adachi. The Fighters have a 2-0 lead over Fukuoka. That's in the top of the second, 2 in the bottom of the first for Hokkaido. So 1 ball and no strikes to Adachi. Mune gets his lead, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So Takahashi has all of a sudden lost his release point here. The Chibalote Marines stuck 3 on the board in the top of the first against the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Jumped out to a 3-0 lead. I was a little concerned. That was actually the series I kind of wanted to do, was Chiba and Tohoku. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. But I couldn't really get my head around it because it looked like they were calling for rain tonight. The game was in jeopardy of possibly being rained out. I didn't want to have to go into do that series and then have to get that one rained out and then do the other 2. So I said, let's just stay in the dome, and we know that the weather is going to be consistent there. In the Central League, the Hiroshima Carp and the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars are knotted up at 1 in the top of the second. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back on it is the left fielder, and it's over the head and up against the wall. Kaneko has fielded it, and that ball has bounced. No, he hasn't fielded it. It has bounced into the seats. And so Adachi has got himself a double. Yuma Mune, who rounded third and scored, is probably going to be sent back to third base more than likely, as that is going to be a double for Adachi. A little bit unfortunate for the Buffaloes. Going to catch that one again. I thought the left fielder, Kaneko, was able to run that baby down. It just got over his head, and then it bounced up and over the fence and into the stands. So Takahashi's probably fortunate by that, because Adachi is the runner at second. That brought Mune back to third. So second and third for the Buffaloes with 2 away. Everything has started here with 2 outs. That brings up Kotaro Kobayashi to the plate. And here's the first offering to Kobayashi. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Kobayashi's hitting .212 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 24 runs batted in. Hitting from the right side against the right-hander Takahashi. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Other scores, in the top of the third inning, the Tigers are leading the Giants 1-0. That game is at the Egg in Tokyo. And the top of the second, it is the Swallows are beating the Chinichi Dragons 2-0. And here's the pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So those are your early updates on the games from out of town on the out of town scoreboard. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. And here's the offering from Takahashi. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. It is fielded by Genda. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Kirbiashi on the ground out 6-3. So just like the Lions in their half of the first, the Orix Buffaloes strand a couple of runners in scoring position. There were no runs. There were 2 hits. Sorry, 1 hit. No errors and 2 left aboard. We're now through 1.5. It is the Buffaloes nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you're with us. Hang tight. Here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the second inning. Welcome back, everybody. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and that's going to be Seiji Kawagawa to lead it off, with Brian O'Grady and Yuji Kaneko to follow. The right-hander for the Buffaloes ready to go back to work here. 23 pitches in the first inning for the right-hander. As he rocks into the motion and delivers, it is a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count now is 1 ball and no strikes. That last pitch was at 96 miles an hour as Yamamoto rocks into his delivery. And he kicks and he fires. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Though Yamamoto throws hard, I don't know if I like the movement on his pitches sometimes, although there's a fastball that misses outside and the count is 2-1. I wonder if he'd pick up a little bit more movement if he lost 2 or 3 miles off his pitch. So here's the 2-1 offering, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. I say that because when you watch a guy like Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants last night, although he took one on the chin to the Dodgers, he's got all kinds of movement on his pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right field. He's going to get down for a base hit. Getting over to field it is the right fielder, Sugimoto. Cuts it off, and that's going to hold Kawagawa to a leadoff single here. So neither of these pitchers have found it easy so far tonight. They've ran themselves into a little bit of a jam in each of their first 2 innings of work so far, and Yamamoto's at it again, giving up a leadoff single here to Kawagawa. So Brian O'Grady steps to the plate. He's batting .227 on the season. He's got 14 homers and 39 runs batted in. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Grady's got those 14 home runs. Puts him 3rd in the Pacific League behind Yamakawa and Hideo Asamura, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, who's got 18. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball's lined to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Racing over to field it is the left fielder, and that is Nakagawa, who cuts it off before it gets all the way to the corner, and O'Grady's got a single. And that's going to put runners at first and second. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuji Kaneko. So back-to-back singles here to lead off the second inning. And brings Kaneko to the plate. So Kaneko, one would anticipate, is probably going to be trying to drop a bunt here. He's batting .274. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. Curious to see where the other rosin bag is. I know that there is a rosin bag behind the pitcher's mound where Yamamoto is reaching down, but you start the inning, I looked over toward third base, and Yumamune had a rosin bag in his hand that he was playing with. It's probably a little bit of humidity in the dome. So here comes the first offering from Yamamoto. Pitch misses down, but the home plate umpire points to the batter that he had went around and offered, and that's going to run the count to 0-1 here to Yuji Kaneko. So no balls and 1 strike. Kaneko waggles the bat. We are in for a pitcher's duel tonight, we would anticipate. So here comes the 0-1 offering. As Yamamoto delivers, it is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. However, in that being said, there's been lots of traffic on the base paths already. 4 hits already allowed by Yamamoto in an inning plus here. He dodged the bullet in the first inning, and he's trying to dodge another bullet here in the second. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kaneko. And here's the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Sugimoto. He makes the catch. Tagging at second and heading to third is the base runner Kawagawa. And he is going to slide in safely. That's going to put runners on the corners. Kaneko fly out to right field for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Shuda Tonosaki. Our friend Demon Slayer says, can't bunt now? Yeah, I know. Well, that sacrifice fly does the job, but they're still in a position where it could be a double play. The throw from Sugimoto to third base was not a great throw. It came up a little bit short. So now that's going to bring up the top of the order, Tonosaki. They could use a deep fly ball here to cash the runner in from third. Brian O'Grady, who's at first base, he can run okay. He's not only got a couple of stolen bases here this season. But you got to keep your eye out for some first and third shenanigans by the Lions. They're in at the corners. They're in double play depth. Up the middle are the Buffaloes. They're hunting 2 in the middle. So Yamamoto holds. Seti checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses down and in. The count is 1-0 to Tonosaki. Tonosaki led off the ball game with a double into the left center field gap on the first pitch he saw from Yamamoto. But he was stranded at third in the first inning once the Lions loaded the bases and couldn't capitalize on the opportunity that they had. So here comes the 1-0 offering. And Yamamoto delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. And the count is 2-0. Our friend Arizona Cardinals is in the house. He says, are there going to be over 5 runs in this game? Well, if you would have asked me about a half hour, 40 minutes ago, I would have said this might be a 1-0 or 2-1 game. But the way that this game has started, both the starters have struggled with their command here of their pitches in the first couple innings. So here comes the 2-0 offering. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Tonosaki. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Just a reminder, with our friend Arizona Cardinals in the house, we are going to be back doing the same 2 teams tomorrow night. In fact, we're going to do it also on Thursday as well. Same time and same place. So hopefully you can join us again. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tanasaki. The runner at third is Kawagawa. The runner at first is O'Grady. There's one gone here. We'll have to keep our eye on the runner O'Grady. If it gets to even 2-2 here, will they put him in motion? This is a count that teams do like to run on, maybe to stay out of the double play. So here comes the 2-2. He waggles the bat, checks the runner over at second, and here's the offering. It is a split finger pitch that misses down. A nice block by the catcher, Wakatsuki, able to keep that in front of him and contain the runner O'Grady from advancing. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tanasaki. Third base coach flashes the signs. Again, we'll keep our eye on O'Grady to see if he's off to the races. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gets himself dug back in, and now they're waiting on the offering from Yamamoto. Plate umpire shows 3-2. I would say that the middle infield is not even necessarily in double play depth anymore. They're trying to hunt that run at the plate, and they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is O'Grady. Might be able to turn 2 from this, but I think they're a little bit shallow. They're looking to get that runner at the plate. Shortstop and the second baseman are almost even with the bags on the baselines. So 3-2. Here it comes to Tanasaki. The payoff pitch is ready from Yamamoto. He holds at the chest. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is line foul. It almost hit the runner, Kawagawa, who was in third base. Holy jeez. You got to keep your heads up when you're running the bases in foul territory. That was hook-barreled right down the line and just over the head of the base runner as he hits the ground and does a barrel roll. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. Sometimes you got to be careful in that spot, especially once you square your shoulders up to the plate area. There's only one way to go. It's left or right or duck. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses low, and that's going to be ball 4. And this is the second time in 2 innings the bases have been loaded. So Kawagawa is still at third. O'Grady goes to second. Tanasaki is now the runner at first, and that's going to bring up Suzuki Genda. So for Genda tonight, he is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up on a ground ball up the middle. Yuma Mune has come in to offer some words of encouragement to the starter Yamamoto. At least Mune can crack a smile. So the Buffalo right-hander's got himself in the second bases-loaded jam in as many innings. Brings up the catcher, Genda. Well, Genda, the first time up, he tried to bunt, and it was unsuccessful. He was able to get himself a base hit up the middle, but there's no bunting here. As he waggles the bat, and he's ready on the offering here from Yamamoto. And it's a first pitch swung on it. His fastball grounded to second. Hidachi comes home for 1, and that's all they're going to get. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It is going to retire Kawagawa at the plate. It's going to be 4-2 for the second out of the inning. Everybody else is going to advance. So Grady goes to third. Tanasaki goes to second. Genda is safe at first. That'll bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. So this is turning into a game of lost opportunity already for the Lions. If they can't cash in here, that'll be 6 runners left on in 2 innings. For some teams, that's an entire ball game. So 41 pitches for Yamamoto. As Mori steps up to the plate with the bases loaded. Our friend Demon Slayer has got his fingers crossed for 1 more for Yamamoto. And here comes the offering now to Mori. As Yamamoto holds at the chest. And And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. Morey tried to clear the bases with one swing of the bat. That breaking ball that he got was a very 12-6 breaking ball, and Morey had swung so hard he looked like he was going to swing right out of his shoes. So no balls and one strike to Morey. Yamamoto holds set. And now he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball, taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-2. So no balls and two strikes to Morey. Well, it's only getting tougher from here for the left-handed hitting catcher, Yamamoto. Gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back at it. He holds at the chest, and now he kicks, and he delivers. It is a split-finger pitch down. They appeal down to the third base umpire, goes up with the right hand, and that is going to do it as Morey is down on strikes for the third out of the inning. And that is another jam that the right-hander Yamamoto has wiggled out of. Well, they got no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 runners left the board on again for the second time in as many innings. Your score at the end of 2, it is the Lions nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. But the call at the top of the third, and we'll talk some trades with our friend Josh. Hang tight, everybody. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the third inning, and we have our friend Hayashi stopping in here on Twitch to say hello, and we welcome you to the stream. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Buffaloes. That means it's going to be Kenya Wakatsuki, Joe McCarthy, and Shuhei Fukuda to face the right-hander Kona Takahashi. Our friend Josh S. says, any thoughts on the MLB trade deadline today? Now, we started talking about it a little bit earlier in the first inning, and it was certainly the first trade of Josh Hader that went down today. Very interesting trade. I don't know if I'm a Brewer fan that I'm overly excited about that one, and especially the Brewers are in first place in the Central. They trade their closer to the Padres. It would be interesting if those two teams met each other in the playoffs and Josh Hader stuck it to his old group. That was an interesting trade nonetheless. We were talking about Robbie Grossman of the Tigers being dealt to the Atlanta Braves. Another one that was a bit of an eyebrow raiser was Christian Vasquez. The Red Sox traded him to the Houston Astros. There's a breaking ball delivered to Wakatsuki, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wakatsuki is hitting .304. He's got a couple of homers and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. So I think it is. Yeah, there were a couple of other ones that were kind of neat. I think Jake Diekman got dealt today too. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. I think it was Diekman went to the White Sox, and Reese McGuire came the other way. That was the catcher that they had flip-flopped back. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wakatsuki. McGuire has been bounced around a little bit. He began his career with the Pirates. They shipped him to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays then moved him over to the White Sox in the Zach Collins trade. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is backhanded by Tonosaki. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Wakatsuki for the first out of the inning on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. For McCarthy tonight, he struck out looking his first time up and to lead off the ball game. I thought it was I had to do a double take when I saw the lineup rolled out that McCarthy was hitting leadoff tonight. I think that's one thing that the Buffaloes might want to address in their offseason is who's hitting in the top spot for them. Not a traditional leadoff hitter, as the first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away right off the foot of the leadoff hitter, McCarthy. McCarthy's average, he's hitting .232 right now. He's slowly pulling it up. He's got those 4 homers and 18 RBIs. Not a lot of production from many players around the NPB. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 1-1. There was a bit of a complicated trade. I think it was a 3-team deal that involved Houston, and they set one of their center fielders, Jose Siri, packing yesterday. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. Remember, right, Tommy Pham of the Reds was sent to the Red Sox. I thought that was an interesting trade. Pham could be the type of player that the Red Sox could use in the outfield. I just don't know where he's going to play or how they're going to use him out there. It won't be in left field because that seems to be Verdugo's spot. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the first base line, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Josh says he agrees on the Hader trade. Might be because Milwaukee didn't want to pay him. There was rumors last year flying around at the deadline that Hader could have been dealt last year. And you're absolutely right. It's the cost effectiveness. The Brewers are, in some ways, as there's a fastball swung on it is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats above the netting and down the right field line just past the bullpen. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. I remember they were talking about Hader last year, and obviously they were looking at the possibility of dealing him in 2021, and they are going to have to pay him. So Milwaukee in some ways is the cutting edge of they're very similar in terms of the Tampa Bay Rays or Oakland A's, the way they do their business. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and into McCarthy. They're fiscally responsible, and they sometimes will get rid of a player a year or two early than a year or two too late. They're much like the New England Patriots of the National Football League. So you got to wonder if they're doing the right thing getting rid of Hader. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And McCarthy goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. And he is out number 2 here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Shuhei Fukuda. For Fukuda, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to first his first time up. So he'll step in to face the right-handed slants of Takahashi, who looks like, by all accounts, he started to settle down. And there's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Josh says, as a White Sox fan, I like the Diekman trade because they need a lefty in the bullpen. And Diekman has pitched fairly well this year. There's no balls and 1 strike. He's been one of the bright spots for the Red Sox, as there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fukuda. Takahashi holds at the belt, and now he steps off the rubber and he reaches down for the rosin bag. Makes you wonder what it's like there. I know that some pitchers, the pitchers will reach to the rosin bag. It all depends about feel. Some guys like it, some guys don't. I never liked the rosin on the hand. I never liked the feel of it there. And there's a fastball swung on it. It was grounded over to short, fielded by Genda. He throws to first, and Fukuda is retired on a ground out 6-3 for out number 3. And that is going to do it here in the third inning for the Buffaloes. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the third inning. It is the Buffaloes nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Talk more about the trades in Major League Baseball when we return after this. Check out our Hall of Fame memory. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Seibu Seibu Lion batting order coming up here in the third inning. That means Hatake Yamakawa, Takumi Kuriyama, and Nin-Ting Wu to face the righty Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We're talking trades in the last inning. One of the other trades I forgot to mention, which I thought was something to bolster the offense of an already strong Houston organization. Keep an eye on that Trey Mancini deal from Baltimore as they brought him in the deal. I thought that was pretty good as well. And apparently the Astros aren't done because they are looking for a center fielder. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. They're trying to pry Cedric Mullins away from the Orioles, and apparently they were dangling one of their arms of team control to possibly be moved. And here's the offering. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 2-0. So to me, that means Christian Javier, I'd be surprised if he was moved. He was the one who went 7 innings and no-hit the Yankees earlier this year. Here's the 2-0 offering from Yamamoto. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 2-1 on Yamakawa. But I think that maybe an Urquidy, which I'd be surprised of, or maybe more so a Luis Garcia, a pitcher that the Astros may be considering to move for a guy like Cedric Mullins, would solve their center field issues. Obviously, by moving Jose Siri, they didn't think much of him as a long-term center field replacement. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-2. So they are running Chas McCormick, who is out there in center field, but they think maybe he's more suited for the corner positions in the outfield and needs some help in center field to be able to go get some balls. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Yamakawa stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1 as he is retired. Our friend Troy says these teams are so stingy. That's why all the high payroll teams usually win the World Series or certainly get there. Josh S. says Quintana the Cards too was a good move. I didn't see if that was actually finalized or not. There's a fastball that is upstairs and the count is 1-0. You might be right. I may have missed that one. But Quintana, who was pitching for the Pirates, has been rescued out of that organization, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Ever since Steven Matz went down with the injury, the Cardinals have been looking for a left-handed arm. I don't know if I would have thought that Quintana would have been their guy, but by all accounts it is. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the netting just onto the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kuriyama. Our friend Troy says he couldn't imagine being an Oakland A's fan. Wow. Imagine living in Oakland. And here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right center field. And this ball is going to get down, and it's going to get over the wall. It's going to be the second ground rule double we're going to see here, as that is going to bounce into the stands. And that is going to be a ground rule double for Kuriyama. He is aboard with 1 out, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ning-Ting Wu. That ball doesn't have the spring in it off the turf. I wonder if that would have went for 3, because Kuriyama had a good jump, and that ball just went over the fencing and into right center field. Josh S. says, yeah, and he goes, same thing with being a Rays fan. Well, the Rays are a little different category. The Rays, I don't understand what's going on down there. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Ning-Ting Wu. And a very peculiar situation, and why Major League Baseball continues to hang on to Tampa Bay, I don't know. There's so many other markets out there that could use a Major League team. Speculating before where we think Major League teams could land on the next expansion. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. It is grounded, taken on one hop over at second base by Adachi. He throws to first. It's going to retire Wu on a ground out 4-3. It's going to advance Kuriyama over to third. That's going to bring up Seiji Kawagawa. I think of Major League expansion places. I think of Portland or Nashville or Charlotte. Got to even throw Vegas into the mix. just take those franchises right now, like Oakland and Tampa, and you could slot those ones in and move the franchises to those areas. But I don't think that Major League Baseball has any interest in moving them. Maybe Oakland to San Jose, because they're going to miss out on an expansion fee. Why would you move a team from Oakland to Portland? Portland will come into the league and they'll pay big bucks to have a team in the league. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed by Kawagawa, and the count is 0-1. Demon Slayer says, think the taxpayers are okay with fitting a bill on a new A's stadium. Why? Well, yeah, and you also have to realize that, the Oakland Raiders, who they were sharing the stadium with, they obviously left to Vegas. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Demon Slayer says, as the A's were slated to go to Vegas, yeah, A's have been rumored all over the place. San Jose was one spot. Moving down the highway a little bit to San Jose, another spot that they mentioned too, was Vegas. Talked about redeveloping and having a new stadium in Oakland. I've seen some renderings of possibility of stuff that they could do in Oakland to revitalize that area near there. And there's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. Demon Slayer says, I don't think Vegas is good for any sports team. Too many distractions. Case in point, the Raiders had multiple problems with players in Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is a different dynamic. Obviously, the Henry Ruggs issue. That will linger for a long time. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And again, Yamamoto is wiggled himself out of a jam here in the third inning, stranding a runner at third base. There was no runs. There was a hit. No errors, and one runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes, nothing. The Seibu Seibu Lions, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call at the top of the 4th inning. Glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 4th inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to face the right-hander Kona Takahashi as he's about to begin his 4th inning of work. 47 pitches through the first 3 as he's got Kai Nakagawa here to lead it off. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakagawa, Yoshida, and Sugimoto here to face him in the top of the 4th inning as he goes to work, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Demon Slayer says, looking good at under 6.5 right now. Yeah, I think you're right. We were in the stream earlier, and you were commenting and saying that I think it was there's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 2-1. It was, I believe, Dylan Hoffman who was in here earlier in that Giants Dodgers game, saying he was going to take the over. As a breaking ball swung on, it is tapped slowly over to third. It is fielded on the run by Wu. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nakagawa on a ground out 5-3. They had to hurry to make that play. It was well done there by the third baseman. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. The fella in the earlier stream said that he had taken the over as he was doing some sort of multiple betting, and well, it looked like he might have had a case there in the first couple innings, as the Lions had stranded 6 runners on base in the first 2 innings, 7 through the first 3. A couple of hits that would have been able to do it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded to the right side of the infield. Diving for it is Tonosaki, but it's just going to get beyond his reach. It's going to make its way into right field, and that is going to be a single for Yoshida. His hot hitting continues, as he is now 1 for 2 tonight, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Depending on how far the starters go in this one, of course, the Lions have one of the better bullpens in all the NPB. The Buffaloes aren't so bad either. They're okay. And this is going to be, it could be turned into a battle of the bullpens. You can almost see this game going extras tonight. So Yoshida is the runner at first, and here's the first offering to Sugimoto. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count is 0-1. So I cycle through some of those trades from earlier today. Think about some of the other moves. Rumors actually out there that Noah Syndergaard could be on the block. The Los Angeles Angel right-hander. Fastball that misses outside to Sugimoto, and the count goes even at 1-1. Is an interesting possibility. They say the Blue Jays are rumored. It was Quintana and Chris Stratton that are going from the Pirates to the Cardinals. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul just down the first base line. That's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Sugimoto. Going the other way was Malcolm Nunez and Johan Oviedo. I saw Oviedo pitch against the Braves earlier this year, and he took a bullet off his pitching forearm. And then he continued to stay in the game and pitched. So Oviedo is an interesting one. Keep your eye on him and how he develops in Pittsburgh. He's going to get his opportunities there for sure. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Sugimoto. But I guess, you have to give up something to get something. So long-term, Oviedo is in control. One of the other trades, I know our friend Joe, like father, like son, who was in here earlier, Will Smith was sent packing to the Astros in return for right-hander Jake Odorizzi. That was a little interesting that Odorizzi was on the move. I know it's maybe not so much because of the situation in Houston. Houston has got a glut of pitchers, that's for sure. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. You also have Lance McCullers Jr., who is close to making his season debut as he recovers from a forearm strain. Odorizzi has pitched really well for the Astros, so they end up getting bullpen help in the likes of Will Smith. He did say that Spencer Strider for the Braves is going to be on load management. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Sugimoto stood there and watched that one go by on the inside corner for out number 2, and that is going to leave it all up to Yuma Mune. When you think of the pitching staff for the Braves, they've got Max Fried, they got Kyle Wright, Charlie Morton, Ian Anderson. But they've talked about load management for Strider, so I wouldn't be surprised that Strider goes back into the bullpen and McCullers goes into, and Odorizzi goes into the starting rotation. There's the first pitch delivered from Takahashi, and it's a fastball that misses down for ball 1 to Yuma Mune. Mune he walked his first time up He was stranded at third in the second inning. So Mooney batting here with 2 gone and a runner at first. Takahashi holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Going back on the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Yuma Mooney. His first of the year has put the Buffaloes on top 2-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. So all the action that the Seibu Lions have had on the base paths tonight, they can't cash anything in, but Yuma Mooney is able to hit a 2-run homer here with 2 gone in the 4th inning to put the Buffaloes ahead 2-0 in Seibu. Our friend Demon Slayer, as we've been talking about trades, says the Benintendi trade was great for the Yankees. Now, that was one of the worst kept secrets around. So here we go, guys. It's 2-0 here in the top of the 4th inning for the Buffaloes. It's going to bring Rio Adachi to the plate, who is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a ground rule double his first time up. And he squares the bunt, and he drops one down the third baseline. It's a good one. Charging hard is the third baseman, Wu. He fields it. He throws to first. It's not in time. And Adachi's got his second hit of the night on an infield single. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kentaro Kobayashi. That's going to bring in the shortstop, Genda, to settle down the right-hander, Takahashi, here. So Yuma Mooney hit a split-finger pitch that hung up. And he actually churned on that and drilled that into the seats. It wasn't a wall scraper. That was about a good 10, 15 rows back into the seats. He was right on time with the pitch. Got himself a little bit of a launch angle on that one and got that one in there. Our friend Like Father, Like Son says the Braves still need a starter. I hear some guy named Otani's available. No, they announced that he is off the board now. The Angels are not shopping him. If you're going to get an Angels starter, look at Noah Syndergaard. And here comes the offering. It is a split finger pitch swung on and tap foul, and the count is 0-1 here to Kobayashi. Kobayashi lost his thumb guard on that swing. He had to go out and retrieve it. So no balls and 1 strike. I think if you're going to get some trades brewing around, I think, as there's time has been called, as Kobayashi has asked for it, he's going to dig himself in. Takahashi now steps off the back of the rubber, and he's ready to go at it again. Here comes the 0-1 offering. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. Genda fields it. He throws across the diamond to first, and Kobayashi is gone on a ground out 6-3. For out number 3, but there's been damage done on the 2-run homer here by Yuma Mooney in the top of the 4th inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3.5 in Seibu. It is the Seibu Lions trailing the Orix Buffaloes 2-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments as we bring you the bottom of the 4th inning. We're glad you are with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming to bat for the Lions in their half of the inning. A 2-0 lead for the Buffaloes on a 2-run homer by Yuma Mune to jumpstart the Buffaloes tonight. His first homer of the year. I always hate to say that when you're in the month of August and a guy hits a home run off you and you hear that's his first of the year. That would probably drive you nuts as a pitcher. So here's the first offering to O'Grady. It's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. O'Grady tonight is 1 for 1. He's raised his season average up to 229. He's got those 14 homers on the year. He sits third in the Pacific League in that department. And here comes the 0-1 offering. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up in the infield. Coming over underneath it is the first baseman for the Buffaloes, McCarthy, who makes the catch, and that is going to retire O'Grady for out number 1 here, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Yuji Kaneko. For Kaneko, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. Our friend Joe says, what about a guy like DeGrom? Well, DeGrom isn't going to be there, that's for sure. Good question. Can he stay in the game for over 3 or 4 innings? And there's the first pitch that is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1 to Kaneko. Kaneko has seen his average drop to 270. That out here in the first inning, and there's a chopper hit over the head of the pitcher, Yamamoto. Yamamoto fields it as he's on his way towards second base, and he throws backwards to first base, and he's able to retire the runner. What a fantastic athletic play by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The ball was chopped over his head. He has to go over top of the mound to catch it and then throw as he's moving backwards towards second base to make a play. That was an outstanding athletic play. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. Who says pitchers aren't athletes? That was a phenomenal play by the pitcher Kaneko, or pitcher Yamamoto, to retire Kaneko for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Shuta Tonosaki. Tonosaki, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's doubled and walked. He's got his average up to 224. Here comes the first offering from Yamamoto. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. This is going to be hooked foul. It goes way over the netting. Boy, he absolutely obliterated that one. Our friend Josh S. says Pablo Lopez would be interesting. It sure would be. Lopez, even Sergio Alcantara. They got a couple arms down there in Miami that would look good on a few stops. There's a breaking ball that just misses down. The count is evened up at 1-1. Jesus Luzardo got the start last night against Hunter Green, and he took a tough luck loss 3-1 in that one against the Reds. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. You think of other pieces or other things that can be moved around. Curious to see what the Guardians do, if anything. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-2 on Tonosaki. Let's talk about some of the Guardians. Maybe the Guardians trading a couple of their team control pitchers for a bat. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-2. Guardians are kind of sitting in there behind the Minnesota Twins in the Central. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. White Sox sitting in third place. I wonder how Tony La Russa is going to get them going for the last half. I'm not sure if the Minnesota Twins are a mirage or not, or if it's the Central is just that bad in the American League. It'd be a toss-up, but I would say the White Sox are going to be right there at the end. There's a fastball that misses inside, and Tonosaki has drawn himself a walk. It's the second base on balls tonight for the leadoff hitter, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Gunda. So for Genda, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He's also bounced into a fielder's choice. Comes to bat here with 2 outs and the runner on first. I keep your eye on Tanasaki. This is probably a spot where I'd be looking to run on the first or second pitch on Yamamoto. Try to get him into scoring position. If he gets thrown out, then you've got Genda to lead off the next inning. So here we go. Here comes the first offering to Genda, holding it at the chest is Yamamoto. He delivers it as a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Genda. Buffaloes are ahead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning on that 2-run homer by Yumamune. Wouldn't have predicted Yumamune to be running one out of the park tonight, but that he did indeed. There is a fastball, or there's a pitch that's thrown over to first base. Diving back in time is the base runner, Tanasaki. It was a split-finger fastball that was delivered to Mune. It hung up a little bit that he deposited into the right field seats. So 71 pitches here for the right-hander Yamamoto. He's probably just warming up. He's probably good for about 110 to 120 tonight. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes even to 1-1. On regular occasions, he has gone over 100 pitches. For the Orix Buffaloes this year. Some early in the season, back in the month of April, go up towards almost 130 pitches. So here's the 1-1 offering. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1 to Genda. I will say this, that Yamamoto does a really good job of being able to mix his timing up. He really has. That was a very long hold, and then sometimes he'll come right back and he'll be on a very short hold trying to mess the timing of the base runner up, not allowing him to get a good jump. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Yamamoto holds at the chest. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we've been giving out reminders throughout the evening, we are going to be back on again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams, same time, same channel. So hopefully you guys can make it back in again in the middle of the night or in the early morning hours, wherever you're at in North America, to join us, or for that matter, anywhere around the world. We have all kinds of folks that are in listening. So here's the 2-2. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is line foul down the left field line. It's going to be into the netting. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Genda. So Genda waggles the bat. Waiting on the offering here from Yamamoto, who checks the runner at first, and he comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and it keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yamamoto, a different guy when he works from the stretch. He's not retired the side in order at all tonight. Everything has been a bit of a challenge. He's allowed at least 1 base runner, if not more, in every single inning. So here comes the 2-2 offering. He holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. This is now turning into a bit of a battle here against Genda. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Yamamoto ready to deliver again. And instead, he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Tanasaki. think that this was a pitch that you may consider running on here. A little surprised that they didn't put Tanasaki in motion earlier here in this at bat. The opportunity and the risk, and as I say, it's been pretty good by the right-hander Yamamoto for holding the running game in check. And now he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This is grounded into right field. It's a base hit. It's into the corner. Rounding second and heading to third is Tanasaki. Tanasaki is rounding third, heading home. Here comes the throw, and it is not going to be at all in time as it is cut off. It is going to be a triple for Genda. He's going to get himself an RBI. Tanasaki is going to score all the way from first base. And the Lions have cut into the lead. It is now 2-1. That'll bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori, to the plate with 2 gone. So high fives all the way around. That's certainly what you don't want, is when your team scores a run, or a couple of runs in the case of the Buffaloes, to come back and give up a run right back to the Lions. That's exactly what has happened. Some clutch hitting by the shortstop, Genda. It's his second hit of the ball game. He's been aboard 3 times tonight. And that looked like it was almost like an excuse me swing. He reached out. He was able to hook barrel the ball. It got past the first baseman, and then it was trouble. That ball ended up in the corner, and the right fielder, Sugimoto, had to go into it and run it down. So here's the first offering to Mori. It's a fastball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Mori batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yamamoto. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The crowd is back in voice again in Seibu. The flags are going. So here comes the 2-0 offering as Yamamoto kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Yamamoto gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back at it. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yamamoto kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2 on Mori. Mori tonight has a walk and a strikeout to his name. In that last pitch, he looked like he was confused. Confused by trying to pull the pitch that was well off the outside corner. So here comes the 2-2. Right-hander Yamamoto kicks and fires. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and that runs the count full to 3-2. As we watch that replay of the pitch, it was a lot of arm side movement that ran away for the right-hander Yamamoto. So Mori waiting on the offering here. He waggles the bat. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. And Mori has got himself a walk here, and this is going to bring up the first baseman, Hataka Yamakawa. So Yamakawa stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's popped to second, and he's struck out looking. That's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound for the Buffaloes. So they're going to have a word with their ace right-hander. This game is like a heavyweight boxing match. Both teams going side, toe-to-toe against one another. Friend Demon Slayer says Yamamoto is falling apart. I don't know if he's falling apart. I don't know if he was ever together to begin with. He's been very, very fortunate to survive the first 2 innings when he stranded the bases loaded. Every inning there's been runners aboard. Finally, we're able to get to him here in the 4th inning. So the catcher, Wakatsuki, is out and flashing signs to the defense. Yamakawa steps to the plate. He was 0 for 2 tonight, as we said. He's struck out looking, and he's popped the second. But with one swing of the bat, he could flip the scoreline here over in a big hurry. The big fella's got 30 homers on the season. He leads the Pacific League. And here's the first offering from Yamamoto. It's a split finger pitch that misses inside for ball one. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yamakawa. Runner at third is Genda. The runner at first is Mori. The crowd is on their feet. In parts of the stadium, they're holding up their banners, cheering on their star, Otaka Yamakawa. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. And he kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 2-0. They should just hold up the 4 fingers to walk them, because neither of those first 2 pitches were remotely close to inducing a swing. It is Takumi Kuriyama who waits on deck. Would not be something if they loaded the bases and stranded him again 3 times in 4 innings. I don't know when I could have remembered that. Here comes the 2-0 offering now to Yamakawa. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. Yamakawa swung through ball 3 for sure on that one. It was a split finger pitch that fell off the table. Yamakawa was trying to drive that one into the left field seats. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Yamakawa. This will be an important point of the ball game right here if they can cash in another run. So here comes the 2-1 offering. As Yamamoto delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. That was right down the middle of the plate. Yamakawa definitely wants that one back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I don't think he hit his spot particularly. I think they wanted to come inside, and the right-hander Yamamoto left that one over the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, the catcher Wakatsuki steps out and he gives the defensive signs. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Yamamoto gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back at it here. He holds set at the belt. He checks the runner at second. Or third, I should say. And there's the fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Mori has stolen second base easily. There was no throw on that one. It was a delay steal. So now they've got runners at second and third. That is going to be full count here to Yamakawa. They do have the open base. This is going to be pitch number 90 of the ball game coming up for Yamamoto. Worst part about this for the Buffaloes is Yamamoto leaves early. It really puts a tax on the bullpen the rest of the series. There's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away right at home plate. Next going to run the count to 3-2. There's the old adage, sometimes you got to lose a game to win 2. In some cases, maybe you got to lose 2 to win 1, depending on how you manage your pitching staff. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the offering from Yamamoto, who holds at the belt and kicks and delivers. It is again a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The tempo of this game has slowed down considerably. As we said, when Yamamoto has to pitch from the stretch, everything slows right down. Here comes the 3-2 offering. He holds at the chest. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Yamakawa is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and this time the Lions do cash in a run. They got a run in the inning on one hit. There were no errors and 2 more runners left the board. We are now through 4 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 5th inning in just a moment. This game here has been a struggle for Yamamoto, but we expect he's going to be coming back in again. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Orix Buffaloes. That means Kenya Wakatsuki, Joe McCarthy, and Shuhei Fukuda face the right-hander Kona Takahashi. It is a 2-1 ball game as Yumamune had jump-started the Buffaloes with a 2-run shot in the top of the 4th. The Lions were able to get one back on a RBI 2-out triple by Suzuki Genda. Drive-in Shuta Tonosaki, and that has cut the lead to 2-1. So Wakatsuki stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded to second his first time up. He bats from the right side against the right-hander Takahashi, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The catcher Wakatsuki squared the bunt, but he pulled back, taking that pitch right down the middle. Our friend Demon Slayer said that was a good save by the pitcher Yamamoto the last inning. He's really done good having to wiggle out of jams, but he doesn't have a whole lot of life left in this one. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Wakatsuki. Right-hander Takahashi holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here again is Takahashi. It's a fastball swung on. This one's lined over the head of the pitcher into center field, and that is going to be a base hit for Wakatsuki, as he is aboard here to lead off the 5th inning, and that'll bring the top of the order up in Joe McCarthy. Pitch there was a little bit on the hands. It was a soft liner. The pitcher Takahashi was kind of interesting. As the ball went over his head, he waved at it. That ball was into center field. He wouldn't have been able to make that catch. So McCarthy steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and struck out swinging his 2 trips to the plate. So here comes the first offering from the righty Takahashi. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Just updates on the out-of-town scoreboard as we look around the NPB. Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters are still leading the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. It's 4-3. That game's in the top of the 6th. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-1 to McCarthy. The other game in the Pacific League, the Chibolote Marines have a 4-1 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That game's in the bottom of the fourth. 3-run uprising by the Marines in the first had them jump-started them out into the lead. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-2 as that pitch was fouled away by McCarthy. Yokohama Dana Bay Stars have a 5-2 lead over the Hiroshima Carp. That game's in the bottom of the fifth inning in Yokohama. As here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of the left fielder, Kaneko. Stopping at second is going to be the catcher, Wakatsuki, and McCarthy's got himself a base knock. And the Buffaloes are starting to stampede again here in the fifth inning as they've got 2 on and nobody out. Other scores, it's in the top of the seventh. Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants are all locked up at 3 apiece. And the Tokyo Yakult Swallows have a 4-0 lead over the Chinichi Dragons. That is also in the top of the sixth inning. That's your quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. As that brings Shuhei Fukuda to the plate. Fukuda tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first and grounded to short. One would have to think that this is a bunt situation for the left-handed hitting center fielder. And here comes the pitch, and he squares the bunt, and he gets it down. It's down the third baseline. It is fielded by Takahashi. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Fukuda. That's on a sacrifice 1-4 to the second baseman covering. It's going to advance Wakatsuki to third. It's going to advance McCarthy to second. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Friend Demon Slayer says 92 pitches for Yamamoto. I would say probably at least one more, and who knows if he's quick in that inning, maybe he gets 2 more. I could see him going right up to 130 pitches if they had to. So here comes the left fielder Nakagawa to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. Holding at the belt is the right-hander Takahashi. He delivers a breaking ball. It's swung on. It is lined right to the glove of the first baseman, Yamakawa, who leaps and makes the catch. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That ball was hit right on the screws. If that ball is not caught, that would have cleared the bases for sure. The big first baseman leapt and made the grab, and you could just see Nakagawa. He could do all he could do. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. So for Yoshida tonight, he singled and scored a run his last time up as he came around on the home run by Mune. He's also grounded to the first baseman. So 1 for 2 tonight for Yoshida. As we said before, there's only 2 players in the Pacific League with qualified at-bats. They're chasing the batting title, and it's right now a 1-horse race as Go Matsumoto of the Fighters is hitting up around 350. Yoshida's hitting 311, and nobody else north of 300. First pitch fastball that is up around the eyeballs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yoshida. The crowd is in full voice here tonight. Fans there are here in Seibu, but the team is in first place. You'd think they'd be coming out in droves. A lot of empty seats. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. Taro Sugimoto, the slugging right fielder, waits his turn on deck. So 2 balls and no strikes to Yoshida. Catcher Mori gives his sign. There's a pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-0. There is 2 away here in the 5th inning as our friend JC jumps in. The runner at third is Wakatsuki. The runner at second is McCarthy. Yoshida has had the count run to 3-0 on him. They do have the open base. I don't know what's going on over here as Takahashi has wandered out the backside of the mound. He seems to be taking his time. He wasn't happy with that pitch at 2-0 that the umpire called a ball for 3-0. That pitch looked pretty good. So I'm just not sure why they just don't hold up the fourth ball and put him on. And now they have. So that answers that question. So it was a ball 4 to Yoshida, and that brings up Yataro Sugimoto to the plate here. So that ends up as an intentional walk. Here's the first offering to Sugimoto. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to third. Wu fields it. He throws over to second, and that is going to do it. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to retire Yoshida 5-4 at second base for the third out of the inning, and the Buffaloes threaten, but they don't score. There were no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is the Saitama Seibu Lions trailing the Orix Buffaloes 2-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Takumi Kuriyama, Ninting Wu, and Seiji Kamigawa. That means the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the inning come to bat. Our friend JC says the Lions have got to score now. The Lions have had a plethora of opportunities to score against the starter Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They stranded the bases loaded in the first and second innings. Left 1 on in the third and 2 on in the fourth. 9 runners stranded in the first 4 innings. That's unbelievable. Not one clutch hit could have pretty much blown this thing apart, or a couple of clutch hits could have really ran it up here for the Lions. So Yamamoto ready to take over here as he is at 92 pitches through 4 innings. Here comes the first offering. There is a fastball that just misses inside. The count is 1-0. That first pitch was at 90 miles an hour. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kuriyama. Kuriyama 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled his last time up. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kuriyama. Yamamoto ready to go to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Moto certainly struggling with his command here tonight. Doesn't quite have the stuff that we've seen in other starts. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 2-2. He does, however, have some strikeouts and some clutch ones at that. He's got 5 strikeouts in the ballgame by our records. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as he rocks into the motion and he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped foul over on the first base side, and that keeps the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kuriyama. Our friend JC says, yeah, nasty business. Yeah, when you left 9 aboard in the first 4 innings, you've not been able to clutch up at any point in time. There's the pitch. It is a Split finger pitch swung on it, is popped over on the third base side, but it's going to drift into the seats. That is going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kuriyama. Nin-Ting Wu is set to follow, and then Seiji Kawagawa. I have to say, I really like the dugouts in Japan's league in the NPB. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it is grounded foul on the first base side, and it's going to keep the count still at 2-2. If you ever get a chance to look at the dugouts, they've got these cushion seating. They go about 2 or 3 rows deep. I find it fascinating the way that they have laid it out. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count goes 3-2 now. That was pitch number 100 of the ball game for Yamamoto. Nothing has come easy tonight. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul on the first base side. Again, the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is going to be pitch number 10 of the at-bat coming up to Kuriyama. Again, Yamamoto ready to go back to work. Gets the sign from his catcher, and he rocks into the motion. And he pauses right at the top of his delivery, and he kicks and fires. There's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. So here comes pitch number 11. The battle continues. So 10% of the pitches thrown by Yamamoto tonight have gone to Kawagawa or to Kuriyama. So here comes the 3-2 offering. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up on the third base side, racing out and making the catch as he slides on his knees is the catcher, Wakatsuki. What a nice play defensively by the young catcher. I say young, but young to me. As he is gone for out number 1 is Kuriyama. That's going to bring up Nin-Ting Wu. Wakatsuki, of course, is 26 years old. He'll be 27 after the season. It seems like he's been around forever in the NPB. He broke in 2015. As the first pitch fastball delivered to Nin-Ting Wu, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wu tonight is 0 for 2. He's popped to second and grounded to second. Here's the offering from Yamamoto. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here's Yamamoto back to work. He delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Demon Slayer figures that this might be the last inning for Yamamoto. I'll even push the button and say I could see Yamamoto coming back out for one more. Here's the 1-2 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly down the first base line, but it's going to go foul. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. If he can get through Wu and Kawagawa, I would not be surprised that he comes back out for inning number 6. Big thing is it's going to be the pressure that takes off the bullpen, not just for tonight, but for the rest of the series. So here comes the 1-2 offering. Yamamoto rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch, swaved that and missed. And Wu has gone down on strikes for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Seiji Kawagawa. That last pitch was nasty. Wu could not hold up. Just the way that ball falls off the table. Very impressive by the right-hander. So here comes Kawagawa to the plate. He is 1 for 2 today. He singled and struck out his 2 trips to the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Seiji Kawagawa. He is batting .256 on the season. There's a fastball swung on, his chop back to the pitcher. fielded by Yamamoto over to first. And that is going to retire Kawagawa on a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. It's the first time tonight that the right-hander Yamamoto has retired the side in order. They go in order here in the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score after 5 completed is the Orix Buffaloes 2, the Seibu Seibu Lions 1. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. Appreciate you all for checking in. This is what we like to call our proverbial Japanese halftime. Got a little extended break here in between eggs. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the top of the sixth inning. It is going to be Yuma Mune, Ryo Adachi, and Kataro Kirbayashi to come up to face the right-hander, Kona Takahashi. It is a 2-1 ball game here as all the runs came for both teams in the fourth inning. In the top half of the fourth, it was a 2-run homer by Yuma Mune that put the Buffaloes up in front 2-0. And in the bottom of the inning, it was a 2-out triple by Sasuke Genda that brought home Shuta Tonosaki to cut into the lead to make it 2-1. That is where we stand right here. It is going to be the right-hander Takahashi coming back out for his sixth inning of work. As I said before, I wouldn't not push it past the Orix manager to bring out the right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto for his sixth inning of work. So we'll see how that's going to play out here, as that'll happen in the next half inning. So they're just waiting for Tonosaki to complete his warm-up tosses. As we say, they like to have that extended break in between the fifth and the sixth innings. Usually come out and do the field repairs, but they don't have to do as much in the Dome Stadium. It's the cutouts that need a little bit of a dusting. And we'll be ready to resume the action here in just a couple moments. Just a few programming reminders. We said we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow on the channel for the same two teams. It'll be the second game of this series. We'll do all three games in this one, and then it'll be on the weekend. We'll move over and do the Hawks and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That is where we're going to be doing our stuff over the next little bit. We're also going to be doing the Dodgers and the Giants each night as well. So hopefully you can join us for those as well. Here comes the first offering to Mune. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Mune tonight 1-for-1 with that homer. He's also walked. So he's waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Takahashi, and it is a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-1. Only 77 pitches through 5 innings for Kona Takahashi. Far more economical. And there is a breaking ball that Tomoya Mori has dropped, and the ball gets by him. The umpire calls it a strike. That's the 3rd time tonight that Mori has fanned on a pitch. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering to Mune. He's set up inside as a fastball swung on it, is grounded, backhanded by the second baseman, Tanasaki. He throws as he's moving toward left field, and it's taken by a bounce by Yamakawa, and that's going to retire Mune for a ground out 4-3. What a beautiful play by the second baseman, Tanasaki. Goes backhand side, gets it, makes the exchange, and throws the 1-hopper over to Yamakawa. That is going to retire Mune for out number 1, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. Our friend Mick is in the house. Welcome. They're a little bit late. We thought you'd be here bright and early. There's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. For Adachi tonight, he is 2 for 2. He's doubled and singled. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Adachi. Takahashi ready to go to work again. He delivers a fastball. This ball is lifted softly over to second base. It is cut by Tanasaki, and that is going to retire Adachi for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. For Kobayashi tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the shortstop both times. And our friend Demon Slayer, who was wondering about Yamamoto, and as I've called it, he is up and throwing in front of the Buffalo dugout. Don't be surprised he comes back out for yet another. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kobayashi. And in fact, I'll even say that this game is close. You might even see him for a 7th. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Kobayashi. We'll say Takahashi has become far more economical in his pitches. Way, way more than his counterpart. And there's a line drive right back by the pitcher, and it is cut by Takahashi, and that is going to do it here. As that is going to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down for the Buffaloes in their half of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are moving now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 2-1 for the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order coming up to face the right-hander Yoshinobu Yamamoto. 110 pitches through 5 innings. He is coming on for inning number 6 here, as he is going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in Brian O'Grady, Yuji Kaneko, and the top of the order is Shuta Tonosaki. So Yamamoto has only had one 1-2-3 inning That came in the 5th. Aside of that, everything else is featured runners all over the place, including stranding the bases loaded in the first 2 innings. And here's the first offering to Brian O'Grady. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. O'Grady tonight, 1 for 2. He singled and has popped to the first baseman in his 2 trips to the plate. Gets himself dug back in, and he's ready on the offering from right-hander Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to run the count now to 0-2. It's the velocity check on Yamamoto. He really hasn't lost a whole lot off his fastball. Still bringing it up in the mid-90s. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He rocks into the motion, and he delivers. There's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And that is going to do it here for O'Grady for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Yuji Kaneko. I know her friend Demon Slayer was predicting whether or not Yamamoto would come back out or not back in the 4th inning. I'll even say this, if he can get through this side quickly here, you might even see him for the 7th. So Kaneko steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out to right field, and he's grounded to the pitcher. Yamamoto rocks into the windup, and he kicks. And he delivers. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and fouled away into the netting down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Kaneko's average has slipped to 267 on the campaign. As he waits on the offering here from Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. It's a split finger that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1-1 is the count. Our friend Demon Slayer says a big if. Well, in Japanese baseball, it may not be as big a if as it is in North America. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is popped up behind home plate, but it's just going to reach the seats, and that is going to run the count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Kaneko. So interesting to see how the starter Yamamoto has now got 7 strikeouts in the ball game. A lot of the stuff has come more in the last few innings than it did in the first couple. So he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the motion. Here comes the offering here to the batter Kaneko. It is a fastball swung on it. It is tapped back to the pitcher. Grounded. He fields it, does Yamamoto. He throws to first. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3. Another very nice defensive play. I've got that as the 3rd assist for Yamamoto here tonight. 2nd time that he has retired Kaneko. He made that beautiful play off of Kaneko the last time where he had to come off of the mound and made this fantastic play. Had to go over the mound, running towards second base, and he threw off balance to Yamamoto. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into left center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's going to be cut off before it gets to the wall. Heading into second base with a 2-out double is Tonosaki, and this has got an eerie feeling of the 4th inning, where he had ended up walking and then came home on the triple by Genda. He's got himself a 2-out double, and that'll bring up Genda to the plate. So the top part of the batting order has done damage against Yamamoto. That is the 2nd hit of the ball game and the 4th time Tonosaki has reached base. He's got a pair of doubles and a pair of walks. And he scored the only run for the Lions so far. Well, Suzuki Genda steps to the plate. He's been on board on base 3 times tonight. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single, a triple, an RBI, and he's bounced into a fielder's choice. So here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow left field, and going to make the catch is the left fielder Nakagawa. And that is going to do it for us here in the 6th inning. There were no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. I'm going to tell Demon Slayer, I'll predict it again. I have a feeling Yamamoto comes out for number 7. We'll be right back, everybody. We appreciate you all for being here. It is 2-1 Buffaloes. We'll be back with the call of the 7th in just a few. All right, everybody, here's a little bit of bluegrass music to get you all going here. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the top of the 7th inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 7th inning, and it is going to be coming to bat for the Buffaloes. It'll be Kenya Wakatsuki, Joe McCarthy, and Shuhei Fukuda. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I'm not sure if he's going to come back in or not. I bet you he still is. He had a little bit of a lengthy discussion with the pitching coach there. And he is talking to his teammates. Well, maybe he won't be. Maybe his day is done. When you start seeing that he's having conversations with his teammates, usually means your day is finished. But we'll have to wait to see if he comes back out for the 7th inning of work. So Wakatsuki, McCarthy, and Fukuda here to face the right-hander Takahashi. Takahashi is at 87 pitches through his 6 innings of work. He's ready to make the first offering to Wakatsuki, who swings and misses at a breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our Japanese friend is back in here. We welcome you. I can't read the script, so we say hello to you. And there's a breaking ball that just misses inside. The count is 1-1 to Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki singled his last time up as he hit a ball into center field. His first hit of the ball game. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-1. He's having himself a nice year at the plate as the 25-year-old catcher. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count now runs to 3-1. One would think they want to try to keep the leadoff hitter off base here with the top of the order coming up. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Wakatsuki. He's going to get a good pitch to hit. And here's the offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lots of action across the channel all week this week. So we'll be doing these same 2 teams again all over tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys can pop in and join us. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Wakatsuki. I was giving it some thought the other day. I was thinking about the NPB expanding. There was talks prior to the pandemic that they would possibly be expanding as well in the NPB, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. Is lifted into center field, stumbling a little bit. There was O'Grady. He lost his footing. He's able to come in and make the catch, and that's going to retire Wakatsuki for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Joe McCarthy. If he got his cleat caught or whatever, he was looking at his foot there. As we watched that, when the ball went up, he slipped actually as he taken the first step back, and then he was able to come in and regain himself, was O'Grady. So 1 gone, and it brings Joe McCarthy to the plate. And here's the first pitch to McCarthy. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. One thing I really get a kick out of is if you're watching the game, the size of the fans, not the fans as in the spectators, as in the fans that they have in some of the areas. They got these massive fans to help stimulate airflow. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. You can see them sometimes on the third base and first base lines. There is action in the Lions bullpen, as they have both a right-hander and left-hander up and throwing. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 1-2 to McCarthy. McCarthy had that base hit his last time up. He struck out the first 2 times against the right-hander. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-2. So I wonder how long a leash the Lions have on their starter. Obviously, Yamamoto was a little not as economical. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and McCarthy's gone down for the 3rd time today on strikes. He's retired for out number 2 here in the 7th, and that is going to bring up the center fielder Shuhei Fukuda. That's 8 in a row retired now by Takahashi as Fukuda steps up to the plate. Is it 8 in a row? It was 8 in a row. Yep. And here we go. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Again, we talk about Fukuda, how he chokes up on the bat. There's a breaking ball dropping in for a called strike, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander holds at the belt, and now he delivers a breaking ball that misses up. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Fukuda. Right-hander ready to go to work again. He delivers it as a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. It is fielded by Tonosaki. He throws to first. That is going to do it as the Buffaloes are gone for their half here of the 7th inning. Well, they got no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 6.5 innings. There will be a pitching change as the Buffaloes are going to the bullpen. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few as Yamamoto's day is done. Glad you're with us, and here it is, our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher, and if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to wait for the update here to see what we've got. It is going to be a right-hander coming into the ball game, and this is going to be number 45. It'll be Abby coming in, as he is going to be set to take over. This is Shota Abe. Shota Abe is 1-0 on the year. This is going to be his 27th appearance. He's worked 26 2/3 innings. He's allowed 16 hits, He's walked 7, struck out 29, and he's got an ERA of 1.01. So he is going to be taking over here. He'll be the second pitcher used. There are some defensive changes for the Buffaloes. We'll have to get you those as they become available. As there is a new first baseman, a new center fielder, and a new left fielder as some of the players have been moved around. So Shota Abe in relief of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So here comes the first offering. It's going to be Mori Yamakawa and Kuriyama to face the young right-hander as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. I say young. He's actually 29 years old. It's only his second season in the NPB. He had 4 appearances last year. And here comes the 0-1 offering. There's the fastball that misses up and in. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The left-handed hitting Mori waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Abe. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count goes to 2-1. Our friend JC says it's Lions' time to get one on the board. Our friend Demon Slayer took the under 6.5. I remember in the earlier part, and I think he said that the over-under dropped to 5.5 a little later. After that, there was a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. Count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mori. Well, if there's an opportunity for the Lions to put something on the board, it's got to come here in the 8th. And so here comes the 2-2 pitch. And here's the offering. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Or check that, now 3-2 to Mori. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander Abe ready to go back at it here. Here comes the payoff pitch to Mori. Now he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Coming in on it and making the grab is the center fielder who puts it away. That will retire Mori for out number 1. I say the center fielder because they have made some changes that we're going to have to catch up on here. As I said, usually the defensive changes I don't get until they actually come up to bat. So that is going to be out number 1, and that is going to bring up the home run king of the Pacific League, and that is Hatake Yamakawa. So Yamakawa steps up to the plate. He struggled tonight. He struck out twice and popped to second in his 3 trips. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The new center fielder is Sano in center field. And he has come into the game as it looks like that it is going to be the end of the night for Joe McCarthy. That fastball has missed inside to Yamakawa, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So Sano in the ball game. Just looking at the other changes. Fukuda has moved from center field to left field. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Yamakawa. Kai Nakagawa has come from left field into first base, so really only the one move, and that was Joe McCarthy exiting the ball game. course, McCarthy really didn't do much offensively. He struck out 3 times and had a single. So he was 1 for 4 on the evening as he is now departed. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And it is a split finger pitch that misses down. That's going to be ball 4. Yamakawa's got himself a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. So for Kuriyama, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a double in 3 trips. He's also struck out and popped to second. So the first baseman, Yamakawa, makes his way down to first. At what point, I wonder, would they consider pinch running for him if he gets over into scoring position with a couple out? So Kuriyama steps to the plate. He's hitting .266. He's got a couple homers. So he's at .268 now. He's got a couple of homers and 18 runs batted in. Single in 3 trips tonight raised his average up a couple of points. So here comes the first offering from Abbey. He kicks in, he delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Buffaloes are looking to find a way to close this out. They've got 8 outs to go here to retire the Lions. The Lions are going to find a way to get that run back as they are down 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and that's going to run the count to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's all bunched up atop the standings in the Pacific League. As we mentioned, going into this one, the Lions are in first place. That can be flipped over here in a hurry. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. But there's going to be room there for the left fielder, Fukuda, who makes the catch. That is going to retire Kuriyama for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Nin-Ting Wu. So for Wu tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has popped to second, grounded to second, and struck out in his 3 trips. The right-hander Takahashi looks like he's going to be coming out for inning number 8 as he is up playing catch in front of the dugout. So here comes the first offering to Wu. Abbey kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be a base hit. Sugimoto fields it. Stopping at second is Yamakawa, as Wu has extended the inning with the base hit single to right, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Seiji Kawagawa. So for Kawagawa, he is 1 for 3 on the night. He singled his first time up. He struck out and grounded out his other 2 trips to the plate. So there is a conference on the mound. They're discussing the situation. There is the catcher and the right-hander Abbey. So runners are at first and second with 2 away. And Brian O'Grady will wait his turn on deck should Kawagawa extend the inning. We got JuicedKid.h in here asking, where can I watch the game? Well, just hang tight. We'll give you that information in a second here. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. We don't put the links here, or that would get us in a lot of trouble. One place you can go and look is you can Google Live QQ. That'll send you to a site where you can get the game, but calls will all be in Japanese. So what a lot of people do is they sync our feed up to the ball game, and you can listen in and watch at the same time. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. If you can't figure that out or you're not sure how to get there, another option is go take a look at the old Reddit page, and there'll be a list of links where you can try to be able to find something. So no balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 0-2 offering. And it is a pitch that misses down and in. And the count is 1-2. Our friend JC says they need a big hit here. Base hit here would tie the ball game for sure. Extra base hit might be able to propel the Lions into a lead. So here comes the 1-2 offering. Holding at the belt is the right-hander Abbey. He checks the runner at second. Now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takahashi is still waiting here. It looks like he is going to get another inning of work. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down. A good block by the catcher, Wakatsuki. It looks like we've got a equipment issue for the catcher here. It's the pitch had come down. We're going to just take a moment there. It looks like his throat guard has come off of the mask. The ball bounced up, came up and did its job, took the throat guard right off. But he was able to keep it from having to go up and bounce into his neck. Very fortunate, though. It hit the throat guard and then got the shoulder. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Abbey holds at the belt, he checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the infield. And it is going to be the third baseman, Mune, who comes in and calls everybody off. And he makes the catch, and that is going to do it here in the 7th inning for the Seibu Lions. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors, and 2 runners left the board. And that is now 12 runners left on base through 7 innings for the Lions. Your score at the end of 7, it is 2-1 for the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. It is going to be Kona Takahashi coming out for the 8th inning of work. He's going to be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Buffalo batting order. Means it's going to be Kai Nakagawa, Masataka Yoshida, and Yutaro Sugimoto. Our friend Juice Kid H says he doesn't see it. As I said, if you Google Live QQ, once you get to the website, then you're going to have to do some poking around over there. You're going to need your Google Translate to help you out. There's a breaking ball that misses for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Demon Slayer says 12 more outs. My book says 6 more outs to go, 12 more in the ball game. There's a fastball swung on. It is lashed foul down the left field line. It sends the ball boy for a bit of a race. It's going to keep the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. But in Demon Slayer's worlds, it's 12 outs to get that 6.5. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses inside. Nakagawa checked his swing, but didn't go around, and that's going to run the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Nakagawa. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 6th hole into left field. And Nakagawa is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Masataka Yoshida. There you go. Demon Slayer has given them the extra information to try to help him to get to the ball game. So Yoshida steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's been on base twice. He singled and scored a run when he came home on the home run by Mune. He was intentionally walked in the 5th inning, and he's grounded to first. So 1 for 2 tonight for Yoshida. And here comes the first offering from Tanasaki. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And that is part of the thing. You have to have a little bit of ingenuity, too, once you get to that site. Not everything is going to be flipped to you easy. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. 2-0 to the hitter Yoshida. There is action in the Lions bullpen. They have a right-hander and a left-hander up and throwing again. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. Count is now 2-1 to Yoshida. I would say at this particular part of the batting order, there is not going to be any bunts happening here from Yoshida or from Sugimoto. There's a ball thrown over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner the runner Nakagawa. Our friend Breathe Deep says 3 more runs for the over, and he wins 1,200. Well, it's going to be tough to get you that 3 runs, I would think. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. The action in the bullpen is picking up the pace. That's pitch number 111 now on the ball game here for the right-hander Takahashi. As we said, he was way more economical than his counterpart Yoshida or Yamamoto tonight. So here comes the 3-1 offering. Takahashi holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Before this game started tonight, if you would have asked me, in fact, when we were calling the Giants and the Dodgers game, I felt that it was probably going to be the needle was in favor of the Buffaloes. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Yoshida is gone down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Yutaro Sugimoto. Juice Kid, we appreciate you for stopping in, and hopefully you can bounce back in again tomorrow night with us. We'd love to have you on board, and anybody else for that matter who likes to listen to Japanese baseball. We'll be here every night this week, and on the weekend as well. So here comes the first offering to Sugimoto, but right-hander Takahashi steps off the mound and he walks off the backside. He's just going to reach down to the rosin bag and wipe the sweat out of his eyes. So here comes the first pitch to Sugimoto. He kicks and delivers it as a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul over to third. Ning Ting Wu fielded it just in foul territory. It's going to run the count to 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Juiced says, do you do all sports? Nope, just do baseball. We do the Major League games, as well as we're doing the Dodger and the Giant series. That game will go off at 6:45 Pacific or 9:45 Eastern if you're in North America. And we'll come back and do the same 2 teams tomorrow night between the Lions and the Buffaloes. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's reached the seats over on the first base side. The count is 0-2. No football, no hockey, no soccer, no tennis, badminton, or any of those other ones. We are in British Columbia, Canada, in Vancouver. There is a ball that's thrown over to first base, and then getting back in time is Sugimoto. Our friend Mick says the Kia Tigers got to come back. That's in the Korean League. I don't do much with Korea. Our friend Demon Slayer is praying for no extra innings. He's exhausted. That makes 2 of us. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sugimoto. I'd be curious here to see if they're going to put the runner in motion at some point. Nakagawa's got 5 stolen bases on the year. See if they want to stay out of the double play. And again, Takahashi steps off the backside. Not sure why. He seems to be a bit frustrated. If that's with his catcher or if that's with the hitter, Sugimoto. So here comes the 1-2 offering. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Friend Mick says that the only team messing up his parlay is that Kia Tigers. You know the old saying, you can't win them all. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sugimoto waggles the bat. And Takahashi ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on by the third base dugout. Sugimoto goes for another tour around home plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it still is. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And our friend Mick, our buddy Juice there, wants to know what your parlay was. This one here comes the 2-2. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Sugimoto is retired for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Yuma Mune. So Mune tonight comes to the plate. He's already been the hitting hero so far. He's got a 2-run homer in the ball game. He's also walked and grounded out. So Mune steps to the plate with 2 gone and the runner at first. And that is going to bring out the pitching coach and the manager. And that is going to do it here for the right-hander Takahashi. They are going to the bullpen. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. We'll get you the information, who's coming in and what's happening after this. We appreciate you all for being here. Pitching change in Seibu. Lions are going to the bullpen. Hang tight.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game, go check him out. Let him know Last Drafts Baseball sent you. We do have a pitching change here as the Lions have gone to the bullpen. They are bringing in a left-hander. And it is going to be the only one that they have on the roster for this game, and that is going to be Sasaki is coming in. The left-hander here is Ken Sasaki. This is going to be his 31st appearance of the year. He's 2-0. He's got 24 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 23 hits. He's walked 13 and struck out 20, and he's got an earned run average of 185. So the 26-year-old now on in relief here in the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch to Yuma Mune. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So they brought him in for the lefty-lefty matchup. Sasaki is now in the ball game. So Mune batting from the left side against the left-handed throwing Sasaki, who holds the ball at the belt, and now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul, and the count is now 1-1 strike. So 1-1 strike to Mune. Mune is, we said, the hero in this one. He had a home run and knocked in the 2 runs for the Buffaloes back in the 4th inning. He's also walked and grounded out. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Sasaki holds, and now he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tap foul just past the first base coach's box. That runs the count to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. We're here in the top of the 8th inning, as the Buffaloes are looking to pad their lead. The runner at first is Nakagawa. He reached on a leadoff single, but it was back-to-back strikeouts of Yoshida and Sugimoto. Has put us to where we're at now. Here comes the offering now to Mune. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is now 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. Lots of other baseball going on, still going on across the NPB. There are a couple of finals now in. The Hanshin Tigers knocked off the Murray Giants 6-3. I remember talking about that one earlier on, saying, I wonder how the Giants were going to play coming out of that hiatus, because they had most of their games canceled last week. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Mune is gone down on strikes. The Buffaloes ended up having the side struck out after the leadoff single by Nakagawa. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. No errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is a 2-1 ball game for the Orix Buffaloes over the Seibu Seibu Lions. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. My call here in a few minutes. Have a great night, everybody. We're enjoying being here. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Hitomi Honda who is coming into the ball game, and he is going to be brought in to face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Lions batting order. It is going to be Brian O'Grady, Yuji Kaneko, and Shuta Tonozaki. Looks like Jacob Waguespack is getting himself loose in the Buffaloes bullpen, as he is looking like he may be coming in for the 9th inning of work. So Waguespack getting some exercise with some of the weighted balls. So O'Grady steps to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. Here's the first pitch from Honda. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. Honda on the season is appearing in his 32nd game. The recently turned 23-year-old got a 1-2 record on the year. He's worked 32 innings. He's allowed 26 hits. Here's the offering to O'Grady. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. That last pitch was at 98 miles an hour. So 2 balls and no strikes. That really took the catcher, Wakatsuki, for a ride. He had to reach up and catch that one. He has walked 9 hitters and struck out 29, and he's got an ERA of 1.97, does the reliever Honda. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And is a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul down the first base line. That's going to run the count to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Sauce-Up Game is back in the house. He says, good pitching duel. It is for sure. Our friend Demon Slayer says he might not out before the game's over. And if he doesn't see us, maybe we'll see you tomorrow night for the Dodgers and the Giants again. Comes the 2-1 offering. And there's a fastball swung on it, missed. The count goes to 2-2. I just hope I don't nod off on you guys here. We're going to be reaching the 5 a.m. hour on the Pacific Coast here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to O'Grady. Right-hander Honda ready to go at it again. Now he kicks. And he delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yuji Kaneko, who waits his turn on deck, and then we get to the top of the order. So the Buffaloes certainly don't want to put the leadoff hitter on with a walk here in the 8th inning. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. As Honda kicks, and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted on a pop-up over on the third base side. It's in foul territory, and coming over to make the catch is Yuma Mune. And O'Grady is going to be retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuji Kaneko. So 1 up and 1 away, and that brings Kaneko to the plate. Double check to make sure it is him who is coming up here, and that's exactly who it is. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Kaneko has grounded back to the pitcher twice and has flown out to right field. So 0 for 3 on the evening. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Honda. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kaneko. Honda ready to deliver again. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that's checked, swing, foul over on the third base side. It runs the count now to 1-1. So we do appreciate everybody who comes in, and hopefully our friend Juice Kid is able to sync up the feeds. We can give you the English commentary and you get to watch all the action. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Shuta Tanizaki, the leadoff hitter, who is waiting his turn on deck. Our friend Mick says his parlay is probably smashed, but only threw $9 on him, which is good. Keeps everything in check. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and there's a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded up the middle. Kobayashi fields it. He throws to first. It's not going to be in time. It's going to be an infield single for Kaneko. Just for Kobayashi to be able to get there. What a nice play. He had no chance to be able to get the runner, Kaneko, as he's got himself an infield single. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Shuta Tanizaki. So the Lions have got themselves going here. That was actually a changeup that was delivered as we watch the shortstop Kobayashi field it. He does a full 360 trying to throw the ball to first base, but it was not in time. And that is going to bring up the top of the order, Tanizaki. Tanizaki is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a pair of doubles. He's also walked twice and scored a run. So here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitter, Tanizaki. And holding up the chest is the pitcher, Honda. He delivers a first pitch fastball taken for a call and strike, and the count is 0-1. One would think that in normal situations they might have even considered bunting Tanizaki, but he's got the hot stick. The top of the order tonight of Tanizaki and Genda have combined for 4 hits. Got half the hits tonight for the Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses outside. The count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm not sure about that one. That pitch looked better than the first one. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Juice Kid, if he's still listening in here, it's always fun on the weekends. The weekends we get big crowds in to listen. We've had some recently of 20 to 30 folks. So hopefully you can stop by on a Friday or a Saturday night for one of the games. There's a ball that's thrown over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Kaneko. Talking about some of the trades across Major League Baseball earlier in this stream. One of the ones that was a bit of a peculiar trade but keep an eye on it, is the Brewers acquired Matt Bush from the Rangers for a couple of minor leaguers. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. For those of you who don't know, Matt Bush, the 36-year-old, having a really good season for the Texas Rangers, as he's been a pretty interesting bullpen piece. Strikeout rate has been pretty good, and he's been delivering pitches up around 97, the former number 1 pick. The San Diego Padres back in the day, and here's the 2-1. It is a fastball that is a check swing and fouled away by Tanizaki. The count's 2-2. Bush is unfortunately will always be known for that drunk driving incident where he killed another person and he ended up in jail for a while. So that is the way it kind of goes. But looks like he's straightened his life around and he's back at it at the big league level. There are rumors around that, other bullpen rumors that Detroit Tigers might be willing to part with their all-star reliever Gregory Soto. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 3-2. Curious to see, he brings it up to around 100 miles an hour from the left side. I'm sure it would have to take a piece off a roster, probably more like a bat. Somebody's bat's going to have to come the other way, a young bat. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It has popped up. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2 to Tonosaki. Our friend Juice asks the question, you think Juan Soto is going to get traded? You know, I do. I do think Soto is the shoe is going to fall on him tomorrow. I just can't see the Nationals hanging on to him. They got to get a return for him. And this might be the biggest opportunity to be able to do it now. Now, the question will be is which team? The Cardinals are in the mix. So too are the Dodgers and the Padres. There's a fastball that misses outside. That is going to be ball 4 to Tonosaki. He's going to get himself a walk, and that's going to put runners at first and second. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda, and it's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout as he's coming out to have a few words with his young right-hander. So Tonosaki has been on board 5 times tonight. 3 walks and 2 doubles. What a great evening for him. So Genda comes to the plate. Question is, are we going to get a pitching change here? Taking a while out there. We're going to see what they're going to do. Nope, that looks like it's going to be it. So we just going to look at some of the recaps as they were able to score the runs. It was the only run of the game was a triple by Suzuki Genda back in the 4th inning that drove home Tonosaki. That's the only run of the game so far for the Lions. And Genda will be a tough guy to double up here in the infield. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Honda. He checks the runner, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Genda will be followed by Tomoya Mori. And the 2, 3, and 4 spots of the batting order are coming up here, as Genda is at the plate. So the captain swinging from the left side. Being on the 1-0 offering. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It is going to be a base hit. Sugimoto fields it, rounding second and heading home. And scoring is going to be the base runner, Kaneko. That is going to tie the ball game. That is going to send Tonosaki all the way around to third. And the Lions have runners on the corners with another RBI for Genda tonight. That's his 2nd RBI of the ball game. And there are runners on the corners with 1 gone, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Well, now, this is going to change the complexion of the ball game here. So our friend Demon Slayer, who had the under 6.5, if he decided to tap out, you can probably understand why. That's going to put runners now at first and third with 1 out. Got to keep an eye on Genda. He still runs pretty good. He may have some shenanigans on here to try to get that runner across, as Tomoya Mori steps up to the plate. For Mori tonight, He's been on base twice. He's walked twice. He's also struck out and flown up to center field. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander who delivers a split-finger pitch down in the dirt. Good block by the catcher, Wakatsuki. Count is 1-0 to Mori. The infield is in for the Buffaloes. They got to try to cut a run off at the plate. Do the Buffaloes here of the Lions. Lions got their runners on the corners. You know they're going to try to close this one out. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Mori. Waiting on deck is Yamakawa. I think they want to try to get Genda over to second to stay out of the double play, and they throw over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner. They can get Genda over to second. Takes away the double play possibilities, and then maybe it puts the chess piece in the hands of the coaching staff to decide if they're going to have to walk Mori or not. Here comes the 1-0 offering. Honda kicks and delivers it as a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted over the netting down the left field line. The count is going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm a little amazed at how high the netting is, but yet how many balls get over the netting down the left field line and into the seats. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Mori. The crowd is in full flavor here as they were ready to cheer on the home team Lions to victory here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Honda kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this again is lifted over the netting down the left field line into the seats, and the count now goes to 1-2. Again, still a little bit concerned why they didn't put Genda in motion here yet. Well, we may see it here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's been a very good ball game for sure. All the games now in the Central League finals, but all the games in the Pacific League are still going on. Everything across the board is in the bottom of the 8th inning. So here comes the 1-2 from Honda. He kicks and he delivers it as a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the shortstop. They're coming home with it. They've got the runner, Tanasaki, in a rundown. And he goes back to third. They tag him, and he is going to be retired. He's going to be out. Genda is going to be coming all the way around from first base. He gets over to third. So Genda is at third. Tanasaki is going to be out on the putout, 6-2. Well, check that. Genda's the one who's been put out. That was interesting. I wonder why that happened there. And that is going to put the runner Mori all the way over to second base. And one would have to think Yamakawa is going to get walked here. So Genda is the one that's been retired. Tanasaki is still the runner at third. That's going to be a 6-2 to 5 putout to retire Genda for the second out. And just as we thought, Yamakawa is going to be intentionally walked here, and that's going to bring up Takumi Kuriyama, the designated hitter. So the bases are now loaded. It is going to be Tanasaki at third. The runner at second is Mori, and the runner at first is Yamakawa. And that is going to bring Kuriyama to the plate, who is 1 for 4 tonight. So this is going to be all eyes on the catcher here. Just be careful of a wild pitch or a pass ball. Keep our eyes peeled for potential disaster. So here comes the first offering to Kuriyama. Honda checks the runners. Now he delivers. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. There's nowhere to put him. Know that Kuriyama is going to get a good pitch to hit somewhere here. Our friend Mick says the Kia Tigers have got life. Bases loaded, 1 down, 1 out, and down 4-1 in the top of the 8th inning. So action all around Asia right now. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0 to Honda. Or 2-0 from Honda to Kuriyama, should say. So a pressure cooker situation here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Honda has come in and allowed the game to get tied up. Bases are full of Lions. And here comes the 2-0 offering. There's a fastball that misses inside, and now it is 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. One would have to think that Kuriyama is going to have to put the bat on the shoulder here for a couple of pitches. Let's see what the left-handed hitting Kuriyama is going to do here against the right-hander Honda. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Kuriyama has drawn himself a walk. It's going to be an RBI for him. It's going to score Tonosaki from third. He is going to cash in the second run of the inning, and the Lions are now up 3-2. Mori has advanced to third, Yamakawa to second. That is going to bring out the pitching coach, 1 batter a little bit too late. And Honda's night is done. So hang tight, everybody. We got a pitching change. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Lions have just taken a 3-2 lead. We'll be back here, get you all the information after the pitching change in just a couple of moments after this from our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thanks again, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. We have the bottom of the 8th inning. The Lions have just taken the lead 3-2 as a bases loaded walk by Honda has cashed in the third run of the ball game for the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The pitching change after this. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pinch runner that's come into the ball game. It is going to be a first base running. It'll be Hasegawa coming in to run for Kuriyama. So he is going to be on the backside. Everybody else, as of right now, is no other changes. We do have a pitching change, and we'll get you that here in a moment. It is going to be a right-hander coming in, and it is going to be taking over. This is going to be Kondo. So Daisuke Kondo coming in, 25th appearance. He's 1-3 on the year. 22 2/3 innings under his belt, allowing 21 hits, 4 walks, and 21 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 1.99. That is where we stand. So he is going to be entrusted to face Ning-Ting Wu. And Wu tonight has 1 for 4. He singled his last time up. First pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Wu. So Daisuke Kondo in, Tomi Honda out. And here comes the 0-1 offering. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a pitch that is swung on. It is grounded softly down the third base line. They're hoping it rolls foul, and it is not. It is going to be a single for Wu. A ball was chopped into the ground. The pitcher went to field it. He let it go by him intentionally because he didn't think he had a chance to get Wu at first. It's going to cash in another run here for the Lions. That is now going to increase the lead to 4-2 as Tomoya Mori will score. Advancing to third, Yamakawa. Then we have the runner Hasegawa goes to second, and Wu is aboard at first. Doesn't look like that Yamakawa is running anymore. You have a pinch runner for him as well. So 3 runs here on the board for the Lions in the bottom of the 8th inning have now put them out in front 4-2. So we were talking earlier on about the over-under on this game, and it was 6.5 earlier. There's a first pitch fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Kalgawi. The Buffaloes have self-destructed here in the 8th inning. My friend Mick said, I thought the Buffs had this. Well, with all the runners that were stranded in the first part of this ball game, the first 7 innings, there were 12 runners left aboard by the Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted foul down the right field line. It was an absolute moonshot. That ball is well hooked foul. It's going to run the count now to 0-2 to Kalgawi. 12 runners left stranded in the first 7 for the Lions. The Buffaloes had dodged bullets in every inning except for the 5th inning where they retired the side 1-2-3. Friend JC said, that's what I needed. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It has popped up in the infield. It's playable. Coming in is Mune. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it mercifully here in the 8th inning for the Orix Buffaloes, but there was damage done for the Lions. They got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 more runners left aboard. 15 runners stranded tonight on base for the Lions. They are going to the bullpen. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. It's scheduled to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up. I'm glad you guys are with us. Hang tight for the top of the 9th. Right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the closer Tyra coming into the ball game. He is taking over here to try to finish this one off. He is working in his 48th game of the year. He's got a record of 1-3. He's only got 4 saves. He's worked 44 2/3 innings, allowed 31 hits. He has walked 17 and struck out 59. He's got an ERA of 1.81. So he is going to be scheduled to face Ryo Adachi, Kitaro Kobayashi, and Kenya Wakatsuki. The first pitch is a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Adachi. Tyra here kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's swung on and lifted into the netting down the right field line. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. For Adachi tonight, he is 2 for 3. He doubled and singled. He's also popped to the second baseman. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Racing back is the right fielder who makes the catch, and that's going to be hauled in by Kawagawa. So one pitch and one loud out here in the bottom of the ninth, or the top of the ninth inning. Top of the ninth inning. Sorry for that, everybody. Starting to get a little bit on the tired side myself. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Katara Kobayashi. Kobayashi tonight, he is 0 for 3. He's grounded to short twice and lined back to the pitcher, and the fastball is missing outside for ball one. The count is 1-0. So our friend Juice wants to know if the Buffaloes are going to score. Well, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. You got to find somebody in this bottom third of the batting order to get it on base, so they can bring up the guys who can hit. And there's a fastball taken on the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Demon Slayer, who was here earlier, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. He was in this stream with the Dodgers and the Giants. There was a fellow who was looking at the score for possibly to go higher than the 6.5. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to retire Kobayashi for out number 2 here in the top of the ninth inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. So 2 gone here in the top of the ninth inning. That is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Wakatsuki. We're going to take a look to see if maybe they were going to pinch hit for him. And they are indeed. And there's a no, they're not. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. There's Demon Slayer. He's down to his final out here, as he scores 4-2 for the Lions. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 0-2. Our friend Juice says he put down $400. Well, it was a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded into the deep 6 hole. It is fielded by Genda. He throws to first. It's not in time. And Wakatsuki's got himself an infield single. And that is going to bring up the top of the order. As it's going to bring up Sano, who came on to pinch hit for McCarthy earlier. So the Buffaloes are not dead yet. Our friend Demon Slayer says he's got 1 more out to go. There are other folks in here who need the Buffaloes to find a way to come back. So that brings up the top of the order. But it is going to bring up a pinch hitter. We've got 00 coming to bat here. We'll have to get you the specs here. This is Ishioka, who's now pinch hitting. And the first pitch to Ishioka is a fastball that misses outside. Ball 1. So Ryota Ishioka, it's only his 30th plate appearance of the year, batting 185. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-1 to Ishioka. I'm sure that doesn't make the faithful listeners or pulling for the Buffaloes happy to hear they got a 185 hitter up at the plate, and there's a fastball that blows by Ishioka. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Buffaloes are down to their final strike. Here comes the pitch from Tyra. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And that is going to do it, as the Lions have come from behind with 3 runs in the 8th to win this ball game 4-2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes to wrap this one up and give you all the stuff from around the league. Again, your final score is 4-2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back to wrap this baby up.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. It's today's 0 O'Clock Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
First of all, I'm going to say thanks again for everybody for popping in here tonight. We appreciate you guys being here. We're going to take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and we're going to call it a night. First of all, in the Central League All Games or Finals, the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars knocked off the Hiroshima Carp 5-2, 5-10-1 for the Bay Stars, 2-10-0 for the Carp. It was Imanaga getting the win. It goes to 5-3. Masato Morishita drops the game today. He goes to 8-6. Yamazaki got his 21st save. Home runs in the game. Kikuchi hit his 5th for Hiroshima. Kuzumoto hit his 3rd for the Bay Stars. In Tokyo, the Yomiuri Giants lost 6-3 to the Hanshin Tigers. Tigers keep on rolling. 6-8-2 for the Tigers. 3-4-1 for Yomiuri. Yogi goes to 12-1 on the year. Mercedes takes the loss. He drops to 5-4. Iwazaki gets his 23rd save. It was Oyama hitting his 22nd homer of the season. The Chinichi Dragons got shut out by the Occult Swallows tonight. It was a 5-0 ball game, 5-9-0 for the Swallows, 0-4-1 for the Dragons. Takahashi gets the win. He's 7-2. Yanagi, the loss, he's 6-8. Katsuya Yamada hit his 17th homer, and Murakami hit 2 homers, gives him 39 on the year. The final in the Pacific League, the other final besides this one, it was a 6-5 final. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters beat the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 6-7-3 for the Fighters, 5-7-0 for the Hawks. Ito gets the win, his 9th of the year. He's 9-7. Ishikawa takes the loss for the Hawks. He's 3-6. Kitayama got his 8th save. Home runs in the ball game, 3 for the Hawks. Yanagita his 14th, Makihara his 6th, and Graciel his 7th. For the Fighters, 3 home runs as well. Kondo hit his 3rd. Corey hit his 2nd, Sato his 1st. The only other game that is still underway, the Chilote Marines have a 6-4 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That game is in the top of the 9th inning. And it is the Marines batting with nobody out. Again, your final score here, 4-2 for the Seibu Seibu Lions. The runs came early in the ball game and late. In the top of the 4th inning, it was a 2-run homer by Yuma Mune. It got the scoring started for Orix, but that was where it ended. In the bottom of the 4th inning, with 2 outs, it was a walk to Tonizaki and a triple by Genda that cut into the lead to 2-1. But in the 8th inning, it was all Lions as they batted around. A 1-out single by Kaneko. It was followed by a walk to Tonizaki, a single and an RBI by Genda to tie the game. Then Mori bounced into a fielder's choice. Yamakawa was intentionally walked. And then with the bases loaded, Kuriyama was walked to walk in a run. And then Nin Ting Wu, with a swinging bunt, was able to knock in the 4th run of the ball game as the ball rolled down the 3rd baseline, but ended up staying fair. Once again, everybody, we appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to be back on again tomorrow. Tomorrow we do have 2 games. We've got the Giants and the Dodgers. Hopefully you guys can make it in for that one, and then we'll call the same 2 teams, Lions and Buffaloes, tomorrow night. Once again, it's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.